Hi, I'm Helen and welcome to Chair Yoga. In this chair yoga session, we're going to be doing a variety of different exercises that you can do sitting on any chair, so long as it's not a chair with wheels on. So we're going to start by sitting upright on a chair. If your feet don't quite reach the floor, feel free to put a cushion under your feet or feet flat on the floor if that works for you. We're going to imagine we've got a golden thread that's pulling us up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and put the hands on our knees. We're going to start this session by grounding ourselves, as we'd say in yoga. So close the eyes if that feels comfortable. Take a deep breath in through the nose and simply sigh it out. In through the nose and sighing it out. Another one in through the nose and sighing it out. Hopefully you should be feeling a little calmer already. The next step that we're going to do, if you feel comfortable doing it, is called grounding. So again, with the eyes closed, taking lovely deep breaths, imagine that you've got tree roots growing down from the soles of your feet and connecting you with the ground beneath. Let's take a few more of those deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you feel ready, open the eyes and we're going to start to get some movement into our body. We're going to start by gently taking the right ear to the right shoulder. We're not bringing our shoulder up, just taking the ear in the direction of the shoulder and holding it here for a couple of breaths. Return the head to centre and then take the left ear to the left shoulder and breathe. Head back to centre, and then we're going to turn to look over our right shoulder, feeling a different set of muscles moving our neck. So if you're sitting at a desk for ages, you can tend to get quite a stiff neck. And these are simple exercises that you can do just to loosen your neck up. Only move within a range that's comfortable for you. And if anything hurts, pull out of that immediately. Yoga's about feeling good about yourself, not hurting yourself. The thing that we're going to do is bring our hands to our shoulders and touch our elbows together as though they're kissing. We're going to draw circles with the elbows, getting them to touch in the centre each time, or aiming to touch in the centre each time. 5 in one direction, and then 5 circles in the opposite direction. In our next move, we're going to be working the shoulder blades, moving them apart and together. Bringing our arms up into cactus arms. As we exhale, we round the back and bring the arms together. Inhale, opening up and the shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, round in the back. Inhale, opening up. Let's do that twice more. Again, only going within a range of movement that feels good for you, but you should be able to feel those shoulder blades coming together and moving apart. Our next pose is the cat-cow. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this a little better. So again, the feet are flat on the floor, hands are on the knees. As we inhale, the chest comes forward and we look up to the sky. As we exhale, round in the back and nodding the chin to the chest. Inhale, moving the spine one vertebra at a time, and the last thing to move is the head. As we exhale, as we breathe out, nodding the chin to the chest. This could be a great move for if your back is feeling a little bit stiff, if you've been sitting a little too long in your chair. And just doing this as many times as you'd like before we come back to centre. So the top part of our body should be nicely loosened up and feeling a little bit better already. And we're going to do some work with our legs now. So we're going to shuffle back a little on the chair, but ensure that our feet are flat on the floor or on a cushion if that feels good. Remember that golden thread that's pulling you up nice and tall. And we're going to start by lifting the left leg, pointing the foot and flexing the foot, pointing and flexing. And even in just doing this small movement, you should be able to notice feeling all the different muscles in the leg moving. And then we're going to circle the ankle one way and circle the ankle the other way, going back to pointing and flexing. Circles in one direction again and again in the other. And now, without putting this leg down, we're going to bring it up, hold just below the knee and hug it in towards the armpit, noticing the stretch moving into a different place. We can point and flex the foot here again, and again make some little circles. This leg isn't allowed to touch the floor just yet, we're not done with it. It's going to come over, so our left ankle is on our right knee in a seated pigeon pose. You can stay here if you'd like, or flex the foot, or we could take it a step further into what we call rock the baby. This is only if you feel up to it. You are fine to stay here in this pigeon pose for a while. If you would like to rock the baby, we lift the leg up and try and get the knee close to the inner elbow, cuddling the leg and rocking from side to side. And we call this rocking the baby. When you're done, release it down to the pigeon, sitting upright, and let's release it down. Whew! Give those legs a little shake. So in yoga, whatever we do on one side, we've always got to do on the other side, which means this right leg is coming up, pointing and flexing the feet, circling the ankles. So a lot of the time we're on our feet, pointing and flexing and circling again. And we forget to look after our feet and our ankles, which support us so much of the time. So these simple movements are a great way of looking after our feet and our ankles, as well as exercising the muscles in the leg gently. Bend the leg, hug just below the knee and pull it in either towards the chest or the armpit. Pointing and flexing again and circling. Without putting it down, the right ankle goes onto the left knee, sitting up nice and tall in our pigeon pose. Again, we can hold it here or we can pick the leg up and swing it from side to side, rocking the baby. If you've got a slippy chair like mine, this can be a little bit tricky, but this is a great one for opening up our hips, where we store a lot of our emotions. Allow the leg to come down, and we're going to shuffle right towards the front of our chair. So our spine has got 6 degrees of movement. We can extend, we can flex, we can do bends to the side, and we can do twists. So let's do a twist. We're going to bring our left hand onto our right knee, and the right hand holds the chair behind us. Remember that thread pulling us up nice and tall, and turning to look over the back shoulder if that feels good for us. And traditionally in Hatha Yoga, which is the most traditional form, we would hold each pose for 5 breaths. Release the hand on the back of the chair, come back to centre, and we're going to take it over to the opposite side now. Again, looking over the shoulder if that feels good, or if the neck's a little stiff, just looking ahead. And bring it back to centre. So let's think about those other movements of freedom for our spine. We've already done some with our cat-cow. We've done a twist. We need to do a side bend now. So, putting the right hand on the right knee, left arm comes up and over, and leaning over to the side. You should feel a lovely stretch down the extended side of the body. Again, holding here for 5 breaths. If it feels right for you, you can look up to the hand, but it's also okay to keep the head more or less neutral. Back up to centre, left hand onto left knee, right arm comes up and over, feeling the stretch down the side of the body and looking up to that top hand. Release it down. So we're going to put most of those movements together now for the spine. We're going to, every time we inhale, sweep the arms up, and every time we exhale, use one of those different degrees of movement for the spine. So let's start by inhaling up. As we exhale, over to the right. Inhaling up, exhale over to the left. Inhaling up, as we exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling up, exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale it up. As we exhale, the hands go to the back of the chair and a gentle back bend. Inhale it up, exhale, folding forwards. So that way we're getting through all the 6 different degrees of motion of the spine. Let's go through that sequence again. Inhaling up, exhaling, lateral stretch to the side. Inhaling up, lateral stretch to the other side. Inhaling up, a twist. Inhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, stretching up. As we exhale, stretching through the back. Inhale up to the centre and exhale, folding forwards. Let's widen the legs a little and fold forwards with the hands between the feet. And just breathe here. Hands on the knees as we slowly stuck ourselves back up again. One of the most common poses that anyone who's heard anything about yoga will know is warrior. And even sitting on our chair, we can do a warrior pose. To start, we're going to slide all of our body over to the right hand side, making sure that this foot is firmly on the floor. We're going to extend the other leg behind us, and we're trying to get that foot flat on the floor, turned into about a 45-degree angle. We've got the golden thread pulling us up beautifully tall, and we're going to bring our arms out, rolling the shoulders up, back and down, looking over the middle finger. The idea is that if we had a meter ruler, it would stretch from the fingertips on one hand straight to the fingertips on the other hand. So we call this Warrior 2. We can do a reverse warrior by bringing the hand over the extended leg down, sliding it down as we turn the palm on the front hand up and look to the front hand in a reverse warrior. Back up to centre, bringing the arms parallel to the floor in our Warrior 2. And then to come out of this, allow the arms to come down and bring the legs back together. As we've said before in yoga, whatever we do on one side, we also need to do on the other. So let's hutch round to the other side of the chair. So as we're here, the leg which is closest to the back of the chair stays still, and this other leg slides out straight if possible, but it's okay to have a little bend with our foot turned into 45 degrees. Turning the body to face the front, the arms come up, trying to make sure that they are parallel to the floor, looking down the middle finger, holding it here for 5 breaths. For reverse warrior, this hand at the back comes to our leg, the front hand turns to the palms up, and we slide back. So I hope you've enjoyed this short chair yoga session and that you'll find some of these moves beneficial. You don't have to do the full sequence in one go, you can break it down into little sections if that feels more manageable. But just remember, if you're breathing, you're doing yoga. Namaste.